You're watching Nine's Afternoon News, and these are our top stories. Tony Abbott has survived a backbench revolt after defeating a spill motion in his party room this morning, but the Prime Minister has vowed to change his ways. A Japanese national has died after a shark attack on a northern New South Wales beach, and the families of 2 Australians on death row in Indonesia have travelled to Jakarta in a desperate bid to ask authorities to spare their lives. Tony Abbott has been battered and bruised by his own party and the Labor Party today, but so far he's survived. The Prime Minister has promised to change after staring down a Liberal leadership spill motion. For the latest, we'll go to Charles Croucher in Canberra. Charles, a very challenging day for the PM.
Challenging, certainly, Davina. Good afternoon to you. But the Prime Minister has bought himself some time, it appears. Tony Abbott says he's listening and that good governance begins today. We've learnt through the ride at Gillard.
And the rewards will come.
So the Prime Minister survives. His next challenge will be a Liberal and National joint party room meeting tomorrow.
Charles, thank you. And Nine's political editor Laurie Oakes will have full analysis of the day's events in tonight's news at 6. Well, friends have spoken of their devastation over the death of a Japanese national mauled by a shark on the New South Wales north coast. Let's go live to reporter Alex Bernhardt, who's in Ballina. And Alex, what more do we know about the victim?
Well, Davina, what we do know is that 41-year-old Tadashi Nakahara was a father of one, and he'd only moved to Byron Bay from Japan about a year ago, and he was here to start a new life. He was also an avid surfer, and he was on his board like he is most mornings. This morning at around 9 o'clock, when very unfortunately he's been bitten by a massive shark. Now, there were several other surfers who were in the water at the time, and they did their very best to drag him to the shore. It happened only about 10 metres from the shore, but unfortunately by the time they brought him to the beach, he was already pronounced dead when paramedics arrived. Now, let's hear, we've also heard that this has been the second shark attack in just 24 hours. It was only yesterday that another man was at Byron Bay, just about 20 kilometres away, when he was also bitten on the rear. Now, he was taken to the Gold Coast University Hospital, and very thankfully he will be okay, but unfortunately, Davina, the same can't be said for this man. I've spoken to one of his friends, and he said that he automatically thought of him when news broke.
We surfed together a fair bit. I've been ringing him ever since I heard, and yeah, I can't talk about it.
Surfing was his life.
Now, Davina, beaches across this whole area will remain closed, police say, for at least the next 24 hours, and they're really urging swimmers to really obey those warnings to try and make sure that none of this happens ever again.
OK, Alex, we'll leave it there. Thank you. Well, lawyers for the 2 Bali 9 members on death row are making a rare challenge to the authority of Indonesia's president in a desperate bid to try and save the pair's lives. Jane Azzopardi joins us from the Indonesian capital, Jakarta, where the men's families are appealing for clemency. And Jane, what more can you tell us?
Well, Davina, the families made this desperate travel bid from Bali to Jakarta early this morning, and their aim is to get to the presidential palace around about now and try and beg the president to save their sons' lives. We saw them a little earlier today, the strain on their faces. There's 2 mothers here and 2 brothers trying to do whatever they can to keep Andrew Chan and Mayuran Sukumaran away from the firing squad. There's little evidence, though, that the Indonesian president will be listening. He has a lot staked politically on having this tough image against drug criminals, and given the number of times he and members of his government have spoken about the death sentence for these 2 Australians, it is very unlikely that they'll change their minds. And he also isn't even in the presidential palace today. He's in the Philippines meeting with leaders there. But as you said, their lawyers are preparing another bid to challenge the president directly. They're going to appeal to an administrative court to try and change his rejection of their clemency. They argue that his decision to outright reject clemency for drug dealers isn't the right way to go, and that he should be looking at each case individually. But as I said, all of these moves just show the support that these 2 men have to try and save their lives, but there is very little that is likely to change. We're going to hear from their lawyers a little bit later this afternoon, and hopefully, Davina, they'll have some more details about how this latest appeal will play out.
You'll have the latest developments tonight at 6. Jane, thank you. Well, the biggest night in music, the 57th Grammy Awards, has wrapped up in LA. It was a huge night. Nine's Christina Hearn has all the highlights.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a good Grammys for the Australians. All those nominated, Iggy Azalea, Sia and Keith Urban, left empty-handed.
And her family had visited the snowfields. Well, from the winter to summer sport, and Rob Canning joins us with the latest. And our Aussies, they're pretty confident ahead of the World Cup.
They are indeed. They are the favourites for the tournament and have arrived in Melbourne for their last warm-up match. We'll hear from the players next. And is the NRL All-Stars match set to be taken away from the Gold Coast? Our cricketers have arrived in Melbourne ahead of this weekend's World Cup opener against England. The Aussies will have one final hit out against the UAE on Wednesday. Nine's Clint Stanaway has more.
Well, the attention is now well and truly fixed on Melbourne, and it's here at the MCG that Australia will be looking to make the grandest of statements. With the World Cup opener now just a matter of 5 days away, players started arriving here a little bit earlier this summer.
Thank you very much. Well, still to come on 9's afternoon news, finance and the latest weather with Livinia Nixon. And Livinia, what's coming up for us?
Davina, it will be dry across most of the country tomorrow. Just light coastal showers in the east. Heavy falls continuing in far north Queensland. Up to 100 millimetres for some parts. I'll have all the weather for you after the break. Good afternoon. Warmer conditions are expected for South Australia, inland New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. A trough is drawing heat south, but easterly winds will keep coastal areas a little fresher. Over the coming days, winds will turn northerly, causing even hotter conditions for southern parts of Victoria and Tasmania. Tomorrow, Sydney will have a partly cloudy day with a medium chance of morning showers, a little warmer than today, up to 28 degrees. Melbourne will really start to heat up with another sunny day, heading for a top of 32. There's a high chance of showers in Brisbane, most likely in the morning, and a top of 29. And it will be a fine and sunny day in Perth, 33 degrees. Canberra will be partly cloudy and 29. Hobart will reach 25 with plenty of sunshine. Very hot day in Adelaide, up to 36. The heavy showers and storms will continue in Cairns. A few showers also for Townsville. Very hot in the centre, 39 for Alice Springs. And it will be stormy with showers across the top end. Now taking a look at Wednesday, and we can see it will be mostly dry around the country, but coastal showers will develop in the east. So the chance of showers in Brisbane reaching 28. Just a slight chance of a shower in Sydney, Canberra and Hobart. Melbourne will be very hot, up to 36 before an afternoon cool change, which could bring showers. Partly cloudy in Adelaide, 36, and up to 37 in Perth, sorry. More showers in Cairns and Townsville. The heat will continue for Alice Springs, 39 degrees. And more storms for Darwin with heavy falls expected, up to 32 degrees. Have a great evening, Davina. I'll see you tomorrow.
Livinia, thank you. See you then. Well, taking finance figures for you now, and our share market's recent strong performance, it's come to an end after 12 days of gains. Now, a sharp drop in Chinese imports caused weakness in the mining sector, Australia's biggest trading partner, posting its sharpest slides in imports like coal and iron ore in more than 5 years. That pulled our market down. The All Ordinaries, it finished 4 points weaker. And in currency, the Aussie dollar is down against the majors. It's worth 77.69 US cents, 50 British pence, 92 Japanese yen and 68 euro cents. And that is 9's afternoon news. Our next bulletin is now at 6 o'clock, and for all our stories you can head to our website. It's 9news.com.au with updates on all our stories 24 hours a day. I'm Davina Smith. Have a great evening. We hope to see you tomorrow.